Hi, and welcome back to a guide to surviving stroke and brain injury. So today I'm going to talk about what does it mean when they say every stroke is different. So every stroke is different, so every recovery will be different. But what does that exactly mean, right? So I found there are basically two reasons why they say this, and I'd like to mention Flint Rehab because they really made me understand what this means. Okay, and so first of all, it's the location. Location. So a stroke happens when the supply of blood is cut off from the area of the brain, so different functions will be affected. When your brain is deprived of oxygen, it results in damage to your brain tissue. A stroke can occur anywhere in the brain, so different functions will be affected. No stroke is the same. The side effects will differ from person to person based on where the brain was affected and what part of the brain that it controlled. So the area that is affected and what part of the brain is controlled, you need to know that. It will give clues to what effects you'll have. For example, the language center is usually located on the left side of the brain. So left hemisphere strokes often result in language difficulties like aphasia, like I have. So, however, in some people that are left-handed, the language center is located on the right side, right hemisphere. This means that a left hemisphere stroke could leave language skills unaffected if the person is left-handed. So every brain is different, which means every stroke is different. That's why every patient should ask where the stroke or brain injury occurred. Although nothing is clear-cut, the good news is that no matter how your brain is organized or where the stroke occurred, recovery is still possible. So the second thing is how the brain is capable of rewiring itself. Your brain can bounce back. Not too long ago, experts thought that the brain was incapable of change beyond the childhood years. Scientists used to claim that the brain was fixed and enters a slow state of deterioration after childhood. This myth has been debunked since. They have found that the brain is immensely capable of change. Not only is it constantly adapting and reorganizing, but it can also bounce back from injury. Neuroplasticity allows functions to be rewired over healthy areas of the brain. This is how rehab plays an intricate part. It requires immense effort on a patient's part because the brain needs constant reinforcement to reorganize itself. But this requires enough time, practice, and diligence in order to regain your lost functions. So location and rewiring your brain are the reasons that every stroke is different. So what are you going to do about it? This information should help you ask better questions when you're consulting your doctor or therapist. So are you going to take charge of your recovery? I personally know the frustrations and struggles you have each and every day. But if we have hope that our brain can bounce back, resulting from our hard work, we have a chance of being our old selves again. Isn't it worth it? I mean, the therapy doesn't end when our therapy does. Okay? It means that we have new tools in our arsenal to practice and accomplish until our next stint with therapy begins. There are a lot of resources out there for us to research. We just have to take the time and understand our recovery is worth it. So, like I said, after I got home and my initial therapy at home began and ended, I didn't understand that I could apply every year for more therapy. So probably for 2 years, I researched and did everything myself. So I have DirecTV, and there were wonderful programs, believe it or not, on DirecTV for a wheelchair, which I was at in the beginning, and on YouTube, like my channel, and there are several other channels. John Hopkins has one. There are so many. And Flint Rehab, thank God, where I got most of my information from today. And, I mean, there are a lot of resources, but you have to take the time to research them, or else you never know it. Plus, after you do the research, you have to do the work. I mean, I think in my past videos, I've shown the different things I've attempted over the past almost 4 years. So some of them worked, and some are working, and some didn't do anything for me. Like, for example, I did acupuncture, because I read that acupuncture can help reduce tremors in your hand. And so I went for 6 weeks. I was referred by Dr. Wilson to this man, and it did nothing. But, for my tremors anyway. But it did help my gait. It helped me walking. So I don't understand the correlation, but Dr. Gray, here's his name, he said that the longer I'm out, the harder it is to revamp those tremors from not happening. So if you attempt it earlier, maybe it'll do something for you. It didn't do anything for me, but it can for you. Isn't it worth a shot? Right? I also did a lot of therapy. I can't eat still with my right hand because I shake too much when I see. So getting food is like a game. So I do eat with my left, but it doesn't mean I stop trying. So when I hold water or something, I make sure it's plastic because I can break it because I don't have fillings, so I tend to grip too hard, you know. So, but I do drink with my right, thanks to Dave. Love you, Dave. He did it, so I'm trying it. There are so many other things, and if you just talk to people, they had different therapies. Like Jessica had different therapies and is having different therapies than I'm having. So I get a good idea of what she's doing, and I can do it, and vice versa. Like Dave with drinking with my hand out of plastic. There are so many different things you can learn from different people, from different therapies. I went to a Momentum, which is totally different from Interim. I mean, just keep trying, keep searching, and do what works for you, and continue to do it for you, because your recovery is worth it. And like I always say, celebrate every victory, whether it's big or small, because every victory, to me anyway, is huge. It's huge. Like when I learned how to whistle again, it was huge, you know? And I just hope you're being kind to yourself, and you're patting yourself on the back for accomplishing something, even if it's just working hard to accomplish something. That in itself is a victory, right? So again, you can always comment, and me and Jessica will do our best to answer your questions, or comment on your comments, or give you suggestions and ideas, or you can help us do the same. Just remember, celebrate every victory. I'm so proud of you, and we're here for you always. Until next time.